ॐ नमो भगवते शिवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, continuing from verse 24. तयेते साधवः साध्वी सर्वसङ्गविवर्जिताः सङ्गस्तेष्वर्थः ते प्रार्थ्यः सङ्गदोषो हराहिते. O my mother, O virtuous lady, these are the qualities of great devotees who are free from all attachment. You must seek attachment to such holy men, for this counteracts the pernicious effects of material attachment. Just arranging. Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarnarasayanah kataha tajjoshanad asva apavarga vartmani shraddharatir bhaktir anukramishyati. In the association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begin. Bhaktya puman jata viraga aindriyad drishta shrutan mad rachananuchintaya chittasya yato grahane yoga yukto yatishyate rujabhir yoga margaihi. Thus, consciously engaged in devotional service in association of devotees, a person gains distaste for sense gratification both in this world and in the next by constantly thinking about the activities of the Lord. This process of Krishna consciousness is the easiest process of mystic power, which one is actually situated. Sorry, when one is actually situated on that path of devotional service, he is able to control the mind. असेवा असेवयायं प्रकृतेर्गुणानां ज्ञानेन वैराग्य विजृम्भितेन योगेन मयि अर्पितया च भक्त्या मां प्रत्यग आत्मानम् इहावरुन्धे. Thus, by not engaging in the service of modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge in renunciation, and by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. देवहूतिर्वाच काचित्त्वयि उचिता भक्तिः कीदृशी मम गोचरा यया पदं ते निर्वाणम् अंजसावास्नमवायहम्. On hearing the statement of the Lord, Devotee inquired, what kind of devotional service is worth developing and practicing to help me easily and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet? यो योगो भगवद्बाणो निर्वाणात्मन् त्वयोदितः कीदृशः कति चाङ्गानि यतस्तत्त्वावबोधनम्. The mystic yoga system, as you have explained, aims at the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is meant for completely ending material existence. Please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? Tad enam me vijanihi yataham manda dhira hare sukham buddhyena durbodham yosha bhavat anugrahat. My dear son, Kapila, after all, I am a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Maitreya विदित्वार्थं कपिलो मातुरित्थं जातः स्नेहो यत्र तन्वाभिजातः तन्वां नायं यत् प्रवदन्ति साङ्ख्यं प्रोवाच वै भक्ति वितानयोगम्. Sri Maitreya said, after hearing the statement of his mother, Kapila could understand her purpose, and he became compassionate towards her because of being born of her body. He described the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is a combination of devotional service and mystic realization, as received by disciplic succession. Sri Bhagawanuvacha Devanam Gunalinganam Anusravaika Karmanam Sattva Evaika Manaso Vrittihi Swabhaviki Tuya Animitta Bhagavati Bhakti Siddher Gariyasi. Lord Kapila said, the senses are symbolic representations of the demigods, and their natural inclination is to work under the direction of the Vedic injunctions. As the senses are representatives, huh? Are you able to follow me, others?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So I continue from 32 again. श्रीभगवानुवाच देवानां गुणलिङ्गानाम् आनुश्रविककर्मणां सत्त्व एवैकमनसो वृत्तिः स्वाभाविकी तु या अनिमित्ता भागवती भक्तिसिद्धिर्गरीयसी. Lord Kapila said, the senses are symbolic representations of the demigods, and their natural inclination is to work under the direction of the Vedic injunctions. As the senses are representatives of the demigods, so the mind is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The mind's natural duty is to serve. When that service spirit is engaged in devotional service to the Personality of Godhead without any motive, that is far better even than salvation. Jarayati asuya kosham nigirnam analoyata. Bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort, just as fire in the stomach digests all we eat. नैकात्मात्तां मे स्पृहयन्ति केचिन् मत्पादसेवाभिरता मद्ईहाः ये अन्योन्यतो भागवता प्रसज्ञा सभाजयन्ते मम पौरुषाणि. A pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service and who always engages in the service of my lotus feet never desires to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorifies my pastimes and activities. पश्यन्ति ते मे रुचिराणि अम्बसन्त प्रसन्नवक्त्रारुणलोचनानि रूपाणि दिव्यानि वरप्रदानि साकं वाचं स्पृणीयां वदन्ति. O my mother, my devotees always see the smiling face of my form with eyes like the rising morning sun. They like to see my various transcendental forms, which are all benevolent, and they all talk favorably with me. तैर्दर्शनीयावयवैर्उदारा विलासहासेक्षितवामसूक्तैः हृतात्मनो हृतप्राणांश्च भक्तिरनिच्छतो मे गतिम् अन्वीं प्रयुङ्क्ते. Upon seeing the charming forms of the Lord, smiling and attractive, and hearing his very pleasing words, the pure devotee almost loses all other consciousness. His senses are freed from all other engagements, and he becomes absorbed in devotional service. Thus, in spite of his unwillingness, he attains liberation without separate endeavor. अतो विभूतिं मम मायविनस्ताम् ऐश्वर्यम् अष्टाङ्गम् अनुप्रवृत्तं श्रियं भागवतीं वा स्पृहयन्ति भद्रां परस्य मे ते anu pasyamete snuvate tu loke. Thus, because he is completely absorbed in thought of me, the devotee does not desire even the highest benediction obtainable in the upper planetary systems, including Satyaloka. He does not desire the eight material perfections obtained from mystic yoga, nor does he desire to be elevated to the kingdom of God. Yet, even without desiring them, the devotee enjoys even in this life all the offered benedictions. न कर्हिचित् मत् पराः शान्तरूपे नन् नङ्क्ष्यन्ति न अंक्ष्यन्ति नो मे निमिषो लेधि हेतिः यशाम् अहं प्रिय आत्मसुतश्च सखा गुरु सुहृदो दैवम् इष्टम्. The Lord continued, my dear mother, devotees who receive such transcendental opulence are never bereft of them. Neither weapons nor the change of time can destroy such opulences, because the devotees accept me as their friend, their relative, their son, preceptor, benefactor, and the supreme deity. They cannot be deprived of their possessions at any time. इमं लोकं तथैवामुम् आत्मानम् उभयायित्नम् आत्मानम् अनुये चेह ये रायः प्रसवो गृहाः विसृज्य सर्वान् अन्यांश्च मामेवं विश्वतो मुखं भजन्ति अनन्या भक्त्या तान् मृत्योर् atipraraye. Thus, the devotee who worships me, the all pervading Lord of the universe, in unflinching devotional service, gives up all aspirations to be promoted to heavenly planets, nor to become happy in this world with wealth, children, cattle, home, or anything in relationship with the body. I take him to the other side of the birth and death. नान्यत्र मद्भगवतः प्रधान पुरुषेश्वरात् आत्मानः sarvabhutanam bhayam tivram nivartate. The terrible fear of birth and death can never be forsaken by anyone who resorts to any shelter other than myself, for I am the Almighty Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the original source of all creation and also the Supreme Soul of all souls. मद्भयात् वाति वातो यं सूर्यस्तपति मद्भयात् वर्षति इन्द्रो दहत्यग्निर्मृत्युश्चरति मद्भयात्. It is because of my supremacy that the wind blows out of fear of me, the sun shines out of fear of me, and the Lord of the clouds, Indra, sends forth showers out of fear of me. Fire burns out of fear of me, and death goes about taking its toll out of fear of me. ज्ञानवैराग्ययुक्तेन भक्तियोगेन योगिना क्षेमाय पादाय मूलं मे प्रविश्यन्ति अकुतो भयम्. The yogis, equipped with the transcendental knowledge and renunciation and engaged in devotional service for their eternal benefit, take shelter of my lotus feet. And since I am the Lord, they are thus eligible to enter into the kingdom of Godhead without fear. एतावान् एव लोकस्मिन् पुंसां निःश्रेययोषधः दयः तीव्रेण भक्तियोगेन मनोमयि अर्पितं स्थिरम्. Therefore, persons whose minds are fixed on the Lord engage in the intensive practice of devotional service. That is the only means for attainment of the final perfection of life. Thus ends the chapter 25 of third canto entitled The Glories of Devotional Service. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, hmm, let me take. Here we are talking a wonderful part of this chapter, which helps us to deepen our um, understanding about the importance of Bhakti Yoga. Hmm. This is the instructions that Kapila Muni is giving to his mother, Devahuti. So sometimes this might be a question, oh, should the kids instruct the parents? Oh my God, oh, yeah, of course, is an etiquette or not? Yeah, but here we can see a unique position of Kapila Muni being the Supreme Lord himself. He is instructing, and in fact, the mother is also humble. She wants to know the way out to get out of this cycle of birth and death, to become free. What is the the most easiest way of attaining perfection, even for Abala. Abala means Bala means strength, Abala means one who is not so strong or weak. And usually sometimes we hear that women are addressed as abala. Of course. We'll go from verse number 24. Mm. So Kapila Muni is instructing here. The word moha used here means the false understanding that one is rich or poor. In this material world, the conception that one is very rich or very poor or any such consciousness in connection with the material existence is false. Just we are thinking, oh, someone is rich, someone is poor, it's only on the material level. But satam, prasangan, mamavirya samvido. This is if one can, if one is have a interest to practice or learn verses. Yeah, you can make this 3:25-25 is very nice. Satam prasangan mamavirya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana kata tad joshanad asva apavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. Shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. This is very nice. So let's take a little time why it's so important, because this is a key verse of not just only this chapter, but is also key verse for understanding the prominent importance of bhakti yoga and how easily it can be practiced. It is said in the association of pure devotees. Satam prasangat of prasanga means through the association. Mama virya samvido. If one is hearing to the or discussing about my activities, bhavante hrit karna rasayana kata, uh, become one who is taking association discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Lord is very pleasing and satisfying to what karna hrida, to the ears and heart. By cultivating such knowledge, what will happen? Tad joshanad asva apavarga vartmani. Apavarga means liberation. Pavarga means to be bound. Apavarga means freedom from is liberation. Vartmani, if one is on this path who wants liberation, Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramishyati is this is the order of what one gets. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced in the path of liberation. Thereafter, he is freed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then, real devotion and devotional service begin. In fact, in Prabhupada purports, we can highlight many more points here. The first point, Prabhupada writes, the first point is that one must seek the association of persons who are Krishna conscious and who engage in devotional service. Without such association, one cannot make advancement. Simply by theoretical knowledge or study, one cannot make any appreciable advancement. Sometimes we may think, hey, why this person is not changing? Why is he still? Yeah? Why? Because if he doesn't have association of devotee, it is close to impossible one can really make it. I said close to impossible because, yeah, miracles or mercy of the Lord can happen for whatever good reason, but association is very key. Without such association, one cannot make advancement. One must give up the association of materialistic persons and seek the association of devotees, because without the association of devotee, one cannot understand the activities of the Lord. If we are in association of one who is envious of the Lord, or one who is what do you call atheistic, or one who is just commercial for his own benefit, he may come to the devotees, and when not, uh, then he may go away. So we are not talking about that people, and we say, oh no, we are talking about association of devotees that should be understood. We have to be die-hard fans of devotees association. Devotees, we need to really make our endeavor to have such association. If I have 24 hours per day, if I have to prioritize my life, I have to understand the key to our success is lying in this very principle of association of devotees. This is a very difficult subject matter, and unless one has a personal understanding of the absolute, there is no meaning to devotion. Service or devotion cannot be offered to anything impersonal. Sometimes we may think, everyone is practicing yoga and that is also bhakti yoga. No, service must be offered to a person. Non-devotees cannot appreciate Krishna consciousness by reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or any other Vedic literature wherein the activities of the Lord are described. So again, within this community of so-called devotees, we have to understand who is understanding the Lord, accepting the Lord as the person. Brahmeheti Paramatma, Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavaneti Shabdyati. So it says the Lord can be realized in three forms, three levels. The The topmost or the highest is uh, Bhagavan Eti, the one who has the form with all the opulences. So one who has firm faith in the Supreme Lord becomes fixed. This is first thing. And then his attraction for the association with the Lord and the devotees increases. And association with the devotees means association with the Lord. This is very easy. Lord made himself available by this process. The devotee who makes this association develops the consciousness for rendering service to the Lord, and then being situated in the transcendental position of devotional service, he gradually becomes perfect. Bhaktyam pumsam jada viraga aindriya drishtam srutam mad rachananu chintaya chittasya yato grahane grahane yoga yukto yatishyate Rujubhir Yoga Margai. So Yoga Marga is the path. When one is actually situated on that path of devotional service, he is able to control the mind. If sometimes we may have this. Can I have a mind? What do you call this? Yeah, mind management. Forgot what is it? Hungry management. All these kind of managements which are involved with mind can be solved with one solution. Just like whenever I ask Bhakti Bhushan Maharaj after sharing, okay, this is the situation, can you please instruct what is best solution? He just says chanting. So when one performs devotional service, then everything is taken care. In the purport, Prabhupada is writing, but a devotee in the association of devotees prefers to contemplate the activities of the Lord, how he has created this universe, how he is maintaining it, how the creation dissolves, and how in the spiritual kingdom the Lord's pastimes are going on. What is happening in the Bhakti Association Sangha is, in the Bhakti Sangha, the topic is the Lord. And as much as we connect with the Lord, everything is pleasing and successful. The devotees are simply interested in being transferred to the personal association of the Lord. They have no more attraction for temporary so-called happiness. That is a position of one who is yoga yukta, yukta, intelligent. Yukta means yukti, intelligence. Yoga yukta means one who has employed right intelligence in the yoga practice. One who is fixed in the mystic power is not disturbed by the allurement of this world or the other world. He is interested in the matters of spiritual understanding or the spiritual situation. This sublime situation is very easily attained by easiest process, which is Bhakti Yoga. Rujabir Yoga Margaihi. Mm. The suitable word used here is Rujubihi. Very easy. Mm. We want very easy way. And this is what. Not only it is easy, but the result is sublime. Why? Because it's a perfect yoga. Everyone should therefore try to take to this process of Krishna consciousness and reach the highest perfection of life. Then, thus by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge in renunciation, and by practicing yoga in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service, one achieves my association in this very life, for I am the Supreme Personality of the Absolute. This is another key point here. It says, we are not talking about something what will happen next life if we make this life sacrifice. Let's sacrifice this life. Let me leave everything. Oh, I have a lot of desire for that. I have so much expectation of happiness, but oh, if I have to give up all of this, yeah, it's painful, but let's have some assurance for next life. May the next life is very mm, optimistically happy, blissful, successful, or so no, what is happening here is when we are in Bhakti Yoga, all what are the siddhis one can even get here. If we really are aspiring, if that is our motivation, usually devotees slowly will lose those motivations because he is not interested in the material happiness. He is interested in the happiness of the Lord. Gradually, refinement of this consciousness brings one to the path of pure devotional service, and with the pure devotional service, happiness is overflowing continuously. Anandam buddhi vardhanam pratipadam purnam rasvadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So this is what happens. This kind of yoga practice, in which the mind is always fixed upon the Supreme Lord in devotion, results in liberation of this in this very life. So we are not talking about false promises like what is that? Drink Cola, I mean, yeah, I mean, all secret of happiness formulas. No, McDonald's will tell or Coca-Cola will tell. Enjoy. No, we are not talking. We are telling about if you are taking to bhakti process, you yourself will understand how lightweight your life becomes. Huh? This light is having two words. I mean, we can use light. Lightweight means that knowledge that is heavy that helps us to be focused. Lightweight. Another lightweight is lite. Lightweight. That also is light, na? light, which is also not heavy. And so lightweight means very very simple, easy-going life. Hearing or associating with devotee is the most important function for self-realization. And then Devahuti is asking mother, she's asking, what kind of devotional service? Yeah, you said the devotional service is key. I got it. Now please tell me what is that, how easy it is, and immediately attain the service of your lotus feet. यो योगो भगवद बाणो निर्वाणात्मांस त्वयोदिताः कीदृशः कति च अंगानि. What are the limbs of it? Please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? And Prabhupada writes in the purport, I think, I don't know if I made these notes, but there are this. Um, the different phases, there are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming for different phases of absolute truth. One is Jnana Yoga system aims at the impersonal Brahman, effulgence. Hatha Yoga system aims at the localized Paramatma form. Bhakti Yoga or devotional service, which is executed in 9 different ways, headed by hearing and chanting, aims at complete renunciation of the Supreme Lord. There are different methods of self realization, but here Devahuti especially refers to Bhakti Yoga system, which has already been primarily explained by the Lord. The different parts of Bhakti Yoga are hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, etc., etc., carrying out His orders, making friendship with Him, and ultimately surrendering everything for the service of the Lord. The word Nirvanatman is very significant in this verse. Unless one accepts the process of devotional service, one cannot end the continuation of material existence. Similarly, regarding the Hatha Yoga system, which aims at the localized aspect of the Lord, Paramatma, it has been experienced that many yogis, such as Vishwamitra, fall down. So, it is very one to just sit and focus inside to inward meditation to know, realize the Lord inside the heart is not easy. Great rishis, they failed, or though they have understood, they slipped. That's why Prabhupada is writing. But Bhakti yogis, once approaching the Supreme Lord, never come back to this material world, as it is confirmed in Bhakti Yoga. Yad gatva na nivartante. Upon going, one never comes back. Mm. त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्मं नयति मामेति. So Arjuna. So similarly, sometimes it is asked how the living entity falls down from the spiritual world to the material world. Even any time, number of times we hear, still we have this desire to hear. Here is the answer. Unless one is elevated to the Vaikuntha planets, directly in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is prone to fall down, either from the impersonal Brahman realization or from an ecstatic trance of meditation. Another word used in this is Bhagavad Bhana. Is very significant. Bhana means arrow. Bhakti yoga system is like an arrow aiming upon up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhakti yoga system never urges one towards the impersonal Brahman, not to Brahmajyoti or to Paramatma. This ban or arrow is so sharp and swift that it goes directly to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, penetrating the regions of the impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma. So she is further asking who I am. What is the word used here? Let me see. Manda, slow. Tat etat me vijahi vijanihi. Please explain. Yatha, so that aham manda, slow. Dhi hare sukham durbodham. Very difficult, which is not yosha. Yosha means a woman. Bhavat anugrahat, by your grace. Please say, which is very easy. Purport Prabhupada writes, knowledge of absolute truth is not very easy easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent men. But if the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent the disciple may be, then by the grace of the spiritual master, everything is revealed. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur therefore says, Yes, sir, prasadat. By the mercy of the spiritual master, the mercy of the Supreme Lord can be revealed, is attained. So, by the grace of Kapila Deva, it was quite possible for her to understand the absolute truth, even though the subject matter is very difficult for ordinary persons, especially women. Then Maitreya started saying, after hearing this, Kapila Muni could understand her purpose and he became compassionate towards her because of being born of her body. He described the Sankhya system of philosophy. So, Sankhya philosophy is what we are hearing further. This will also be the point of discussion for next chapters. But the cream is what is currently what we are going through. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Devanam Gunalinganam Anushravika Karmanam Sattva Evaika Manaso Vritti Swabhaviki Tuya Animitta Bhagavati Bhakti Siddher Gariyasi. Gariyasi means is that higher or better. Hmm. Lord said, the mind's natural duty is to serve. Let us remember this one important thing. What is the purpose of mind? Why mind is so flickering, doing all? Because the mind's natural duty is to serve. When that service spirit is engaged in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead without any motive, Hmm? Bhakti Siddhe Gariyasi Animitta. Animitta means without any motivation. That is far better even than salvation. Even than salvation or freedom from suffering, best is by engaging in devotional service. In the Purport, Prabhupada writes, the mind is the center of the senses. The mind is actually the leader of the senses. Therefore, it is called Sattva. Similarly, the leader of all the demigods who are engaged in the activities of this material world, like sun god, moon god, Indra, others, is the supreme personality of Godhead. So, usually we have this question: should I worship the devatas, or should I worship the Supreme Lord? Yeah, here we can see the leader of all the senses is mind. The leader of all the demigods is the Supreme Lord. It the Lord is called Rishikesha, for he is actually the proprietor and ultimate master of the senses. The senses and the mind are naturally inclined to the work, but when they are materially contaminated, they work for some material benefit or for the service of the demigods, although actually they are meant to serve the Supreme Lord. So it is the mind is sane. What is the meaning of sane? Sane. Sane means innocent, right? Good. Anyway, let me check. So, the mind, yeah, we cannot find fault with mind. It's the intelligence that should be used so that the mind can be engaged in the right process of devotional service. So, thus, bhakti is the stage after liberation. I mean, there is also a description about what is siddhi, mukti, bhakti, etc. I'm just going. The conclusion is that when that mind, without being deviated either by Vedic injunctions or by material activities, is fully engaged in Krishna consciousness or devotional service to the Lord, it is far better than the most aspired form for liberation from material entanglement. Uh, Salvation means uh, is a kind of a liberation from material engagement. Oh, let me free from suffering. And here 33, just very simple. Jarayati asu ya kosham. Jaratyashu kosham nigirnam analo yata. So, bhakti, devotional service, dissolves the subtle body of the living entity without separate effort. So, we don't have to do some other processes, but automatically, when we take bhakti, then this mind is under control, the intelligence is corrected, everything. Just as fire in the stomach digests all that we eat. So, bhakti is in a far higher position than mukti because a person's endeavor to get liberation from the mental entanglement is automatically served in devotional service. So, similarly, a devotee does not have to try separately to attain liberation. That very service to the Lord is the process of his liberation because To engage oneself in the service of the Lord is to liberate oneself from mental entanglement. For a devotee, liberation is no problem at all. Liberation takes place without separate endeavor. Bhakti is therefore far better than mukti or the impersonalist position. So, Gariyasi more glorious than Siddhi, which is liberation. Kapila Muni is just telling Gariyasi means it's better. Bhakti is the, you don't have to think about, oh, is that something just as a base, elementary step. No, that is the topmost. A pure devotee who is attached to the activities of devotional service, this is what he says, Naikatma tam me sprahayanti kechin matpada seva bhirata mad ihaha ye anya niyatayo bhagavata prasadya. This Bhagavata Prasangya is assembly of devotees so powerful. A pure devotee who is attached to the activities of the Lord's devotional service and who is always engages in the service of my lotus feet, the Lord, never desires to become one with me. Such a devotee who is unflinchingly engaged always glorify my pastimes and activities. Sometimes we may have question how to understand who is who is a spiritual master whom I can take shelter. You just have to find someone who is always eager to spread the word of the Lord and glorify Him, appreciate His greatness without envy, and to accept Him as all in all. Bhoktaram Yagna, no, yeah, no, the words I'm looking is, yeah, he is considered, yeah, the Supreme Father, hmm? Bija Pitaha. Um, so the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme Lord, which is aspired by Mayavadi, is considered hellish. A devotee is experiencing a higher purpose and bliss, and the purpose is a little longer, so I'm just skipping that. Mm. So he's saying, my devotees always see the smiling face of my form with eyes like the rising moon sun. They like to see my various transcendental forms, which are all benevolent, and they also talk favorably with me. So this is what is saying Acha Vigraha is glorified here. It is said that is the defect of our material senses. In order to be seen by our material senses, the Lord accepts a favorable form which is Archa Vigraha, sometimes called Archa, incarnation. So if so the Lord is making his arrangement so that we can benefit to engage in the devotional service. Upon seeing the charming form of the Lord, when we see the darshan, when we take the darshan of the Lord, smiling and attractive and hearing his very pleasing words, the pure devotee always loses all other consciousness. What is the praman? We ourselves are experiencing. What when we go to a temple, the mind is freed. We are feeling we are in a different world. The smile of the Lord, the association of devotees, the activities related to the Lord, all his senses are freed from all other engagement, and he becomes absorbed in devotional service. Thus, in spite of his unwillingness, because our mind is saying, no, 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 I want this, I want that, he attains liberation without separate endeavor. Even great impersonalists like Shukadev Goswami and the four Kumaras were attracted by the beauty of the devotees in the temple, by the decorations, and by the aroma of Tulsi offered to the Lord, and they became devotees. Even though they were in the liberated state, instead of remaining impersonalists, they were attracted by the beauty of the Lord and became devotees. This is the position. Lord Chaitanya therefore recommends five important processes. Yeah, what are these? Yeah, we may have heard so many times, but we need to follow these five things. What are these? Huh? To chant the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Second is association of devotees and serve them as far as possible. Sadhu Sangha. The third is Bhagavat Shravan, to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam and live to the teachings of Bhagavatam. Fourth, to see the decorated temple and the deity. So Archa Vigrahas, deity worship if possible. And the fifth one is to live in a place like Vrindavan or Mayapur. These five items alone can help a devotee achieve the highest perfectional stage. Hmm. And Yeah, I'm just going further. We go to 38. Oh, it's already 15. Shall we cover this part tomorrow instead of running through? Because there are these verse numbers from 36 or 37 to 44. They are not that many. We could cover that the purports of Prabhupada in tomorrow's session instead of running. What do you all say?
Yes, Prabhuji, tomorrow we can cover here.
Prabhuji, sane person is mindful, like healthy mind. Ha-
10% is healthy mind, no? Okay.
Yeah, healthy mind. Yeah, if insane, like it is in health, yeah,
Hmm.
ill-minded person. Yeah,
Hmm.
not mentally stable. Yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Hare Krishna Sima Mataji. Sarika Mataji. So are you fine? We'll stop here. We can continue this purports tomorrow. Hmm. Okay, maybe you are on mute or I don't know.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, could not find the button. Sorry.
Acha, acha.
We can do this tomorrow, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yeah. For me, already this was too much crash course. There's so many nice things we can take in last, and these verses also from 24 till 34. Yeah.
One question, Prabhuji. When do we ask questions around the reading? Like it was so many different attributes and topics we discussed today, and
Yeah.
like so many questions.
Better would be to ask in the end because then there is this flow of all the topics that are
Okay.
covered.
Okay.
Because this is the speaker's speech, like I'm saying, Sukadev Goswami narrating
Mm.
Maitreya. So when we hear to the complete, then we can go into question on, and then what we usually do is we'll say, okay, in so and so verse number 23 or 24, can we see, okay, what is explained? But because you may not know that verse, right? So that's why I'm trying to say where I am. So roughly you can say before this verse or no, like that. If you tell me, I can try to,
Okay.
yeah. And if you
Okay.
already know this question is from a particular translation, you can refer that number.
Okay, Prabhuji.
But if your question is there, maybe we can take it tomorrow, Mataji. So keep the question, and tomorrow we'll start with that question, and then we will proceed with the remaining verses, if that's okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. I just wanted to understand, do we do it like after 2, 3 classes or like after every class?
No, no,
That
no. After every
right.
class. Yeah,
Okay, Prabhuji.
yeah.
Hare
Thank
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, then have a nice evening. वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय निताय गौर प्रेम हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण